All right, here's the OrangeWood. Nice case, they said, with it. It's pretty good. Not too bad. Let's open up and see if Oliver got abused in his travels. And we're peeking. Pretty. Oliver's a pretty guitar. Nice. Looks good. I guess we're lucky. Oh, that was a gift card. Anyway, there's the guitar with the fingerboards and the back. It looks like everything is intact. I don't see any damage. Oh, and there's the electronics are under there in the hole. Different. Anyway, we'll put it up on the table. Take a good look. And here's Oliver live, sitting up on my bench. Gonna have some things. We're gonna change the tuners to black. It's got Ernie Ball strings on there, it says. I forget what size they're supposed to be. I'll have to look it up and see. But anyway, this guitar is going to go through a bit of a process. I was looking for an Oliver Black, and they don't make the Oliver Black anymore, which kind of disappointed me. So I bought the Oliver Live, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to refinish the top of this with black stain and make it a black guitar. We'll blacken up the nut and the bridge and have it all set. And there you can see the proof in the pudding, the Oliver Live. Nice guitar. I'm going to tune it up now and play it. They do a really nice setup out there at OrangeWood. These guitars are made in China and brought into OrangeWood in California, and they supposedly go through them all and make sure that they're good. Now, this is right out of the box at the 12th fret. It's just over 4/64. Quarter is a quick test to sort of down and dirty to give you a skinny on that. That looks pretty good. And let's take a quick look at the neck and see how that is. It's straight as an arrow. It's very good. Nothing to worry about there. The neck straightness is fantastic. Let's tune it up. There's G coming up. He's a little more low. Going for the B. I got it. I had it. And I went blowing by it like a cat on a hot tin roof. There. See the red E flat. All right, so we're in tune. Now, let's get a pick, and we'll give it a little play right out of the box. Now, I haven't done anything to this right now, but I'm gonna. You can believe I'm gonna do something. the Olive Alive right out of the box with nothing done to it except tune the damn thing up. And it plays perfect. It looks perfect. It's in great shape. They make a little bit of risk when they ship these ground because FedEx and all those guys don't give a damn. They step on them, they crush them. You saw the marks that were in the box. But that's the free shipping. You get a little bit of free kicking around. But anyway, that's all of a lovely instrument. And we're going to get back with this soon. I've got some locking tuners I'm going to put on. We're going to make the neck piece here black. We're going to paint the front of the body black in commemoration of the Oliver Black guitar that they had that they dumped. I don't know why. The Oliver Black was a great guitar. I had one. I ended up giving it to a friend of mine, and I regret it to this day. That's why I went back to OrangeWood and bought the Olive Alive, and I'm gonna mess with it. We'll be back to do more destruction. All right, we're back here again with the OrangeWood new guitar here, the Oliver, that we're going to have a lot to do with. Now, they sent this lovely card saying thank you, and this was set up by whoever that squiggly line is. Caring for your guitar. It gives you instructions how to take care of it. They send you your very own personal cheesy pick guard that if you decide you want to cover up the beautiful wood, you can put that on like that. But who would ever make that foolish decision? And then they send you, because they know you're going to need it, a truss rod wrench that you use to do adjustments on the neck that goes in there. There's a bolt that you can see, I think, if you look down into the cavity. You can see that nut right there. That's the truss rod nut that you can do truss rod adjustments. And that sets the angle of the neck. Whether you get any relief or not, you can set it to compensate for however your strings are or you are. Now we're getting ready now to get into the fun part. We're going to take this guitar apart. I'm going to wait until tomorrow to get into it, but we're going black. This is what's going to happen to the top of this guitar. It's going to get painted with classic black satin poly mix. So it's got stain and polyurethane mixed together. We're going to use a black magic marker and make most of the things that are white become black to go with the theme. Because what we're trying to do is to replicate the Oliver Black. Now we've also got locking tuners that I picked up for this guitar. And what I may do, because I really like the tuner keys here, is I may take those key nuts off and put them, see if they'll fit on here. If they do, we'll use them. If they don't, we won't. Simple plan. What else are we doing? Oh, and I got paintbrushes, foam brushes to use to do the massacre. I mean the makeover. I know a lot of people are probably going to grumble at me for doing something so radical, but I really wanted the Oliver Black. I had one, I let it go, and I regret that to every second of my life. So tomorrow morning, it's getting late now, it's about 9:30. It's too late to get into this now. We've got masking tape, and we'll tape off the sides. We'll tape off all the way around here and protect that so that it doesn't get painted, and we'll protect the neck. Geez, boy, they did a great job. You feel the frets. There's not a sticky outy sharp one in the crowd. They really do a lovely setup. I don't know. We'll keep on going. So anyway, that's it for tonight. See you all in the morning for the grand recovering. Oh, we got black strings we'll put on too. So I got, see, there's a pair of, here they are. These are electric, but I don't think it matters. I've got some other ones. These are 10 to 46, and that's a little light anyway. I've got a heavier set of acoustics that I'm going to put on this. But we got a lot to do. We'll have fun. This is going to be a fun makeover. And again, good night. Okay, so here we are. It's tomorrow, and we're going to get into all this business starting right now. And the first thing we're going to do in this correction, is going to be to remove the strings. So we'll start that off with our handy dandy electric string remover. Let's go the other way so we don't snap the strings off. Oh, I got my Ernie ball sticker still here in the way. Let's get Ernie off, because Ernie's coming off anyway. No offense, Ernie, but we're going to go to some DRs. Here's string number 1 off. Here comes string number 2 off. And then we'll loosen up string number 3 and get hit the heck out of here too. You spin a spin, pretty exciting, huh? I haven't ever had a more expensive OrangeWood, and I don't think that I probably will, just because to me they're price prohibitive for what I do and what I'm looking for. The lower end ones here, like the Ray and this guy, make it easy to get into OrangeWood because the price. Oliver is a very good deal. The Oliver Black that I am so infatuated with, was a wonderful guitar. That's why I regret that I gave it up. You live and you learn, you never know. So the next thing we're going to do is pop off the bottoms of these strings. Works very simply. Goes in the hole. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, there's 6. Now when we go back, we're going to put solid black pins. There won't be any white dots involved in them. Now, even though these strings are relatively new, I won't use them again. When I put strings on a guitar, I put fresh. So that's the strings all off. Now we'll just do a general cleaning. And then I think the first thing we'll do is replace the tuners up top, because that'll be a relatively easy, simple thing to do. And then that's the bridge. And we're not going to touch the bridge. I mean, you can lower the action by shaving off the bottom of this. But I'm not going to do this because I need whatever leeway we have in the string height on the fingerboard to have that little bit of, not a little bit, but to have the standard height in the bridge and not compromise that. So let's get up here and get ready to take off the tuners. I'll be back. Okay, so to remove the tuners, the first thing we got to do is to remove the Ernie ball tag, which I got tangled up in here a little while ago. And let's see if we can get to the end of this thing. Boy, this really got tangled in here. I didn't realize it would get that muffed up. Anyway, so the first thing we'll do is we'll take this one off. And these are a 10. And they were just a little bit loose, not much. So we'll take, oh, Quantum's home again. Thanks for feeding Quantum. I forgot.
I know.
All right, so there's the insert. There's the washer that holds it on. We'll pile that stuff up over there separately. And we'll put these together while they're off and save them because you never know what other instruments we work on that may come up again. Will fit in here. Now before I take these all off, I'm going to flip it over and make sure the new ones are going to fit okay. Because it's a shame to go a lot of trouble and then find out that that idea is a flop. So I still got to get this stupid thing out of here. I don't know how they got tangled in there so deep. Ernie's got a lot of balls. So that's the end of the Ernie ball tag. And we will now go to flipping the guitar over. And we'll get a screwdriver and put the light on our magic screwdriver and pull these screws out. How we doing for visibility for the crowd in the bleachers here? You don't see this well at Fenway Park. Let's pull that out and we'll hang on so we don't lose the screw on the floor, which could be a 20-minute event of trying to relocate it. I just lost an extra screwdriver tip. All right, so there's the screw is out. And we'll take this off. And we'll just place it in the pile over there. And then we'll get out, here's the new ones. Let's see if it's the wrong one. Go figure. I got a set of 3 and 3s, left and right. So I gotta find the ones for the correct side before you get too crazy with all this stuff. So we'll dump these out on the table and we'll go find the right one. That's the wrong one. You figure I go 2 times in a row and guess wrong. Yeah, here we go. All right, let's clean this off a little bit. Now there's no, oh, this has the 3 little pins. There's 3 little pins, and then this is the locking piece that allows the string to be squeezed tight and kept in there. Now these are going to fit, it looks like, pretty good. Let me get another one of the flanges for the front, and we'll just make sure everything is going to be okay. And this is the convenient, easy open peel pack bag that it takes a lot of patience to open the damn things up. All right, so there's all the bushings. Put this together and see how well that's going to cover. It seems like it's going together nice, even though you can't see yet. But we'll take and turn this over and take a test view. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That works nice. All right, so I'm going to finish taking the screws out. And we'll, so many times you get parts that don't fit the same as the one you removed whenever you're doing mods. I've run into that situation time and time again, and have to do something differently to finish up installing whatever it is you're looking at installing. Because so many of these parts in these guitars are localized, if you will. So you get things that are made in another country and are manufactured in another country. My fingers blocked the whole thing, huh? Well, that's okay. Oh, and I gotta find that screwdriver tip that fell out of here. It's on the floor there somewhere in the Great Divide. I don't know if you can see it, but there are 3 little indentations that show there's a stabilizer system. See right close to the edge here? Right here, and right here. Now those are from the little pins on the back. I don't know if you can see them there. There they are. See, there's one here, one there, and then one on the other side. And the light's blocking. But anyway, that's how that is. So we got one left to take out, and then we can put the other ones. And then we got one more that goes on this side, and then these 2 that go over there. Not terribly exciting. So let's get back to finishing installing these guys. So that's those guys. All right, so I'm gonna start on the other side and see if we can hold these guys in place with the collars. And then we got the last collar and washer to go on the front. Put those together and feed it up. Now, if I have to, I can use these small silver ones, and I'll take the black magic marker and I can paint the head so they'll look like they're black, even if they aren't. We'll fool them of their heritage. Okay, so let me go hunting and all right. Meanwhile, back at the tuners, I've got all the screws in the back here now. The ones that fell out actually rolled down onto the table here. So I found one in the box and then 2 right up here on the table, which is incredibly fortunate. So we've got those in and tightened down, and that's what the black tuners, self-locking tuners, will look like. So we're just going to tighten up the nuts on the front, and that'll be the end of the installation of the locking tuners onto the OrangeWood Oliver, destined to be black by the end of this day. So that makes loading the strings a lot easier whenever you change them. And we'll be putting new strings on today. The blacks that I mentioned. Let me think for a minute. So meanwhile, back at the ranch, now we got to get ready to start painting. And what we're going to have to do is tape things off that we don't want to get black paint on. This will be saved. The neck, we'll tape that off, and that's about it. And then we'll give a good sanding to the body before we get started with the classic black Minwax poly shade, which is coming up. Oh, and I found some black dotted, not black. You know what I'm going to do is to give the fretboard, the frets down this end are just a little dull. So let's give this all no extra charge and sand the frets. Now I know some people scream that I'm using a sanding block, but it is perfectly safe because it's a block and it only stays on top of the frets. It doesn't go into the fretboard and doesn't affect it one iota. So if you want to have a shit fit over the way I do some things, that's fine. But remember rule number one, it's my guitar and I get to do what I want with my guitar. Without any further ado, let's see if we can get this tape stuck up good. We'll lay it right down on the fretboard, on the body of the guitar, so the tape will sit right on there as close as it can be, I hope. Break this away, and then if we get our finger down there, you can use a fingernail to make sure we seal this good. So if we have any kind of slippage, where's my brush? Let's use the brush to tap that in. Make sure it's nice and tight. And then I don't think we're going to get up this high, but what the heck, a little chicken soup never hurt. We'll cover that also with a piece of tape. And then all of us will sleep good tonight. Now we're going to come down to the end and get ready. We're coming very close to the exciting part of this mod. The painting part. That's going to happen fairly soon. So what we're going to do with the tape here is the same damn thing we did up there. Lay it right down on the board. Bring it up close and personal. Let's see if we can get the brush to kind of tuck it in tight there. And come around the corner, tuck that way, and tuck this away. So let's break away the bundle of the tape. Just see if we can get this down nice and snug and not sticking into the body of the guitar. We don't want any of the wood to show anything other than black when we get in here, right? Because we're trying to make this the black, the Oliver black. So I think this looks pretty good, even if I do say so myself. And that leaves us one layer of tape closer to getting to do this serious part. So we'll get another piece of tape, and just for the heck of it, we'll cover the top. No extra charge. Using up all this fine blue painter's tape. Which does a heck of a good job. Fold that up out of the way. Now I think that looks pretty good. Again, even if I do say so myself. All right, so what else do we got to do? Well, we're in the taping phase, so we might as well get up here and tape up the head. Because I told you we were going to make the nut black too. So what we'll do is, whoops, let's just break this away, make it easier to handle, is we'll slide this up tight, up close and personal. And we can get as tight as we can on the nut and be off of the fingerboard. How's that look? That looks pretty good. And let's get up here and we'll do the top piece. And then we can take our chiseled edge of the magic marker and go right up there. Bring that down. Now we just got to be careful on the sides here so we don't mark up anything extra. And as a matter of fact, let's get into this part while we're here in the building. And we'll rest our hand. Do I got my lights all the way up? Okay, that's good. Now we can take the chiseled end try to fill in the string slots. That's good. And then we'll take the chisel side and come over here. And do that. And then we'll do this. And see if we can't get into the string slots with the tip of the chisel. Easier said than done, huh, Stevie? Okay. And then we got to do the sides carefully. we looking? We're looking good. All right, so we use the chisel tip. Just get right on the edge. Now I wish I could get in a little deeper. Rough bottom, so let's deal with that. I guess we can use this piece. Give this a bit of a sanding on the bottom just to smooth it. We're not really interested in losing any height. We're just looking to smooth the bone on the bottom side. So where it lays against the piezo, there's no funny business going on. That does that. Try it the other way. Doesn't matter because we're going to hit this with the marker anyway. Surgical clamp and squeeze it on here on the bottom. That way I can take my magic marker and magically mark a little bit more accurately. We'll get in close, uptight and personal. Get the flat wedge end down. Little squigglies. Let me rest my hand on something. So we'll get the end. And not worry about getting marker on my fingers. Then I look like a disgrace in the video. So we got to give that now some time to dry. So I'm going to get ready to clean and I'll be right back. It occurred to me that this might be a perfect time to use the Rossignol lighter fluid to clean this surface now. Oh, we didn't take the edge. So we got to get our tape back and tape the edge of the guitar. What a dope. Put this on edge and stand up. Then it gets too high. Ooh, I didn't mean to kick the team. Let me bring you guys over here. Let me go up in the world. Oh, shabong. Oh, now we got to tape up. I'm going to do a piece on the other side. Is the tape down? Good. Now we've done a little dusting. Now we'll get the Rossignol lighter's fluid and give that a squirt. And the reason this will work good is because it'll dry all by itself. And it will remove any slick stuff that's here on the top of the guitar. So when we paint it, we'll have as much adhesion as we can get on a nice, dry, clean surface. All right, I think we're just about ready for the dirty deal. We don't want to go wicked big, so that one's out. And then we've got three sizes to choose from. Yeah, I think we're going to go with the bigger brush. It'll be fewer strokes and fewer chance for disaster. So we get a plastic bowl. That'll give us plenty of room to dip and to stay out of trouble. We'll make some space to place. Use that to open the lid. I'm going to get some gloves, so don't go away. I'll be right back. All right, we're running live. I found my black gloves to go with the, we're going to pour. Not a hell of a lot. We shouldn't need much. And we'll wipe up the edge like a good painter should. And we're going to go to it right now. This might take a couple of coats. Actually, I didn't think of that. Now we just want to stroke in one direction, and I think we will do a second coat because I don't think this first one is going to cover well. I want to make sure I don't have any bleeding down the front. All right, so that's the first coat. We'll let it go and see how it goes. Okay, here's how Oliver's doing. We're still waiting to dry. We do have the new black tuners, locking tuners installed, the new black nut. We've got the black bone down there ready to go in, and we're just waiting for this first coat of black poly sealer to dry, and then we will do a second coat. Okay? Back. So here we are, once again, with the Oliver trying to become a black guitar. I use the poly Minwax shady stuff and tried to paint it on, and it came out, I'm sure you can see, terrible. So I'm going to try to dry this with a little boost from the hair dryer here and dry it off. that's enough of the dryer demo. So what I'm going to do is try to get this good and dry by tomorrow. And then I'm going to sand it down and get it smooth and as good looking as I can make it before I go on. And I'm going to use spray paint this time. I'll cover everything up and spray it with this flat black Rust-Oleum that's supposed to stick to everything, and see if we can't get the finish to look at least decent. I didn't want to ruin this, but it is what it is, and it's my investment, and if I blow it, I blow it. I'll have an ugly Oliver live rather than a cute black Oliver live. So there we are. We're in the middle of that. I'm going to finish my time with the dryer, and then I'm going to leave it here overnight and see if it'll just dry out good. This shade, this Minwax stuff, is the slowest drying stuff I've ever seen in my life. And I guess I put it on too thick. I tried to cover it with one coat, and you can't do that, evidently. So we're going to take another approach and try to work it out. All right, I'm trying to resurrect the disaster I've created. I took this in the bathroom and used the hairdryer. It really didn't get the Minwax stuff any much drier at all. No, it's still tacky. We'll see how it is in the morning. I used a fiber cloth and wiped the paint off as best I could, that black stain and stuff. So now we've got this sort of a semi-black walnut finish, which ain't the end of the world. I know I can clean this up and smooth it out. Now I'm just trying to think about if I'm going to go on and try to get this dried up and straightened out and paint it with a spray paint and maybe get it good. Time will tell. But anyway, we seem to have resurrected the total disaster and just made it a little bump in the road.